Hey everyone, welcome to Past Lives and the Divine. I'm Gina, the host of this podcast, and today I have information for you and a hypnotic journey. So if you're interested in learning more about accessing free group hypnosis, you're going to love this episode because I have an event, regular events that are free group hypnosis that are coming in 2024 for anyone who wants to join. So whether you're brand new, this is great for you. If you're someone who has done hypnosis a ton and you're just looking for more ways to relax and explore, this would be another great thing for you. So I'm calling it community hypnosis. You can access those details. Our first gathering is January 4th of 2024. So click community hypnosis, click that link in the show notes, and then enter your email address on that webpage, and then you will get all the information for the upcoming event. Okay, let's talk about this episode specifically. So like I said, you are going to have the opportunity to take a hypnotic journey to another lifetime. So what this episode includes is the audio recording of a free group hypnosis event that I led in the fall of 2023. So what you're going to listen to, it starts out with me explaining just a little bit about like what is hypnosis / how does it work? Why do we use hypnosis to access past lives? Why does this work? Are they actually past lives? Am I experiencing another lifetime? Is my brain just making this up? I go through all of that information. So after giving a high level kind of hypnosis 101, then I'll take you into the hypnotic journey prep. So just some things to know as you're getting comfortable. And then in this recording, you will hear music start to come in and you'll hear me talking about like getting relaxed. And then we set our intention. And that really is the beginning of the hypnotic journey. So maybe you're like, I'm going to listen to the hypnosis 101 portion of this and then do the hypnotic journey at a different time. That's kind of the cue. So when you hear that music coming in and you hear me talking about like, okay, get relaxed. Now bring your intention to the front of your mind. That's when we're moving into that hypnotic journey. So just make a mental note of that. You'll also see in the show notes, I have timestamps for these things too, because I think that it's so fun and good if you want to use this hypnotic journey over and over, if you want to explore a past life more than once, if you want to explore more than one past life, you can always come back to this recording. So just download it, bookmark it, however you do that. And in the show notes, you can see when the actual hypnotic journey begins. So if you do want to come back and do that separately, you can easily find where that is. Some other things that I talk about before we actually get into this hypnotic journey is like who can be hypnotized and what does that feel like when this information is coming to you when you're in that hypnotic trance. Like, what if you don't see anything? What if you're someone who can't be hypnotized? What if you fall asleep? I cover all of that information in this recording. Okay, so that's the recording you're going to listen to. Let me tell you a little bit more about my endeavor to bring more hypnosis to more people in 2024. And I'm calling this endeavor generically community hypnosis. It's free group hypnosis. My plan is to do it every month with the exception of the month of July in 2024. And that is the first Thursday of every month is going to be a hypnotic journey that's open to everyone. And the hypnotic journey will always take us to another lifetime, but the intentions are going to shift a little bit month to month. So again, click on that community hypnosis link in the show notes to learn more about like the monthly topics that we're going to cover, get your name on that email list so you know the details of each group hypnosis situation every single month. Get on that list. And if you're on the fence, just listen to this episode, maybe do the hypnotic journey. And if you want more, definitely click over to community hypnosis and get more of that information. Okay, before we get in, one more thing. The way this episode ends, I'm just going to end it right after the hypnotic journey. So as I count you back from hypnotic trance to the consciously awake state, that's where I'm going to end it. And the music's going to fade out and it'll just be wonderful. So when you come out of it, what we did during this event, I did not leave the recording on there because it would have been very boring recording. But what I do is I have people spend like 3 to 5 minutes just journaling anything that comes to mind, journaling anything about the experience that they don't want to forget, anything that they were surprised by, anything that they want to take action on. But give yourself just some space and time, even if it is just 3 or 5 minutes, to just journal, write down, kind of capture this experience that you had. The really cool thing about hypnosis is that we're super relaxed, our senses are heightened, and we remember everything. However, memory fades. So if you do this hypnotic journey, it's a long one. If it was a conversation that was that long, you might, just like that, you're going to remember it. But as time goes on, memory fades. So that's why I encourage you, as the music fades, as this episode ends, just give yourself a few minutes just to capture what you experienced. Okay, let's officially start this episode. All right, everybody, gather around the fire for this replay of a free group hypnosis event. Okay, so how hypnosis works. So in our brains, we have different brainwave states, and they go from totally awake to totally asleep. And hypnosis happens right in that space before we completely fall asleep. So in that space, we are completely relaxed and our senses are actually heightened. So a common question that people have is, will I remember this? Will I feel out of control? And yes, you will remember. And yes, you will feel in control. When we're in that super, super relaxed state, our minds are so quiet, our emotions are so quiet, and our senses are heightened. And so with that, the thought is that we can go and access information in our subconscious minds. So our subconscious minds are said to hold the memory of everything that's ever happened to us. And so if you're freaky enough to believe in past lives or other lifetimes or lives on other planets, then that would include those memories as well. So the idea is that we move into that hypnotic trance state, and then we're able to, with our intention, set the intention to go looking for these things. And then when you have someone guiding you along the way, then they can ask those questions that try to probe you to get that information out of your subconscious mind. And of course, hypnosis, we can regress back to this life, we can regress to a different life. So the same is true. The subconscious mind holds all of that information, and we use hypnosis to access that information in the subconscious mind. And we can access information in the subconscious mind will bubble up like in our sleep, in our daydreams, it'll bubble up accidentally as we're talking. So it's not the only way we can access that information, but to me, it's such a clear and direct way, and just a really magical experience as well. A common question that people will have is, what if I fall asleep during this hypnotic journey? Or I've tried a hypnotic journey and I fall asleep all the time. And because this is such a deep state of relaxation, and kind of the next level of deepness into relaxation is sleep, that if your body needs sleep, it will take sleep. So it's not a bad thing. Sleep is like one of the best things that we can do to enjoy our experience here on Earth. So if you were to fall asleep, that's what's happening if you go in and you're like, wow, I don't remember anything. It's because you fell asleep, or you went just way too close to sleep in the sense. So with that, just know, in the future, when you're doing it, just maybe make sure you get a good night's sleep the night before, or maybe you don't do it right before bed, or maybe you do it earlier in the day, or maybe you do it in a seated position instead of totally reclined. So there are different ways to do it for sure. It's not a bad thing. It just happens. And if you need a nap, your body takes a nap, and it's a beautiful thing. And you're still getting those hypnotic suggestions. Even if you are sleeping, as we move through this past life journey, if you were to sleep through the whole thing, I'm giving you hypnotic suggestions to remember it in the future, to be able to integrate these insights, this wisdom into your life in a way that helps you and helps your intention for the journey. So you will be getting that information. Our subconscious mind is always aware, it's always awake. And hypnosis is just a great way to get in there, get to that space, get that information. So another question that people often have is, what if I'm afraid of what I see in a past life? Like that is a real fear, right? Like one of the things that we do, if you listen to episode 3 of Past Lives in the Divine. It's Anatomy of a Past Life Regression. And one of the things that we do is we go through a death scene. So in theory, you're having a memory of your soul leaving your body, and that can be frightening on many levels. So I totally get that. But what's so cool about the death scene is that everyone who goes through it is like, whoa, that was not that bad at all. And it's one of the things that I think is so healing about past life regression in a way that most of us are not even intending. And it's this ease around death, or not ease, but like more of a mental clarity or peace. Like, oh, we really do see it as a transition. It's like, oh, I've been through that transition, you know? And then that way in the future, I know for me, having gone through many death scenes, when someone passes away, I still experience grief and anger and sadness and all of that. But along with it is this deep sense of peace and knowing that like they are at peace. And really my grief is that like they're not in my life anymore. I'm not terrified for them. Oh, so that's kind of a little bit of a tangent. So it is really normal for people to have fears of anything that they're going to see, or maybe you have nightmares and you're like, maybe this is a past life I don't want to experience. So the subconscious mind, one of its roles is to keep us safe. So most of us have probably heard the example of like, if I put my hand on a hot burner, my hand is off that burner before consciously my mind is like, that's hot, take your hand off. And so the idea is that it's our subconscious mind that senses it before our conscious mind and sets off the cascade of events that happens in a body to pull my hand off of that burner. And the same is true when we're going and experiencing past life memories or memories in general. So the subconscious mind will block things that we feel like we might not be ready for. It will, even at times, I've had clients who have experiences in a past life regression, and it's almost like their subconscious mind is speaking more in metaphor. Whether it's like, I don't know, I just see a popsicle. I don't know, I'm just seeing this thing. And then it's like, okay, if we can't figure anything out about that, oftentimes that person circles back and they're like, I know exactly what that was. And so who knows why the mind does it? I have my own theories, which I won't get into here because it's kind of in the weeds. But the subconscious mind is really there to keep us safe. And then this is also a good point to hit home when we're actually in that space of hypnotic trance. A lot of times people will have just this doubt, this like, I don't know, what if I don't see anything? And a lot of us aren't super visual. So for me personally, when I'm in that hypnotic trance state, if someone were to ask me a question, are you inside or outside? It's not that I get a clear vision in my mind's eye about like, oh, I'm outside in this beautiful forest. It's more so I get this feeling like, oh yeah, I'm outside. Like almost like there's a chill, not in a bad way, but it's almost more of a feeling. Or the word outside or inside, or are you, what is your gender or what is your age? A number will pop up. Like it's just almost like a knowing or a feeling for me. Sometimes people get a clear picture, and it can be images, sensations, feelings, emotions, knowings. This information can come to us in so many ways. And I'll talk more about that in the future. But what I want to say is I had a client, this is a great example of how the subconscious mind keeps us safe. I had a client and she was incredibly visual. I could tell because I would ask her one question and she would just like tell the story of the scene. And it was so detailed. And it was just very clear to me that she was a visual person. And then when it came to the death scene, the final scene in that life, she was a little kind of discombobulated because all of a sudden she's like, I don't know, it's just all black. Like I don't see anything anymore. And because I've worked with so many people, I know that if someone's visual and it goes all black, that means it's time to start picking up intuitions or pick up this information in different ways in the body. So it might be a feeling, it might be an emotion, it might be a knowing. So I cued her to, that's okay, we can be in this space. What do you know? Do you feel like you're alone? And with my questioning and with her ability to like totally relax and just trust what was coming to her mind, we pieced it together that the end of that life was she was essentially like beat to death by a group of people in that past life. And essentially, when we came out on the other side, her soul had left that body and we were in our space of spiritual guidance. We reflected on that, and her spirit guides, her higher self, her knowing said, like, yeah, you didn't need to see that. You didn't need to feel it. You didn't need to experience again, but you just needed to know that that's how that story ended. Like, that was the lesson, just how the story ended. Her subconscious mind was like, you don't have to go through all of that. So whether you think of that as like your subconscious mind, if you're super in the woo-woo, like I easily go, it could be your higher self. I often think of them as like very much the same. Okay, so the subconscious mind keeps us safe. Know that. And I also give hypnotic suggestions. Remember that you're safe. Know that you're safe. And it'll probably even become annoying to you, which is just fine to me. Because if you're bored or anything like that, and any sense of boredom in hypnosis is like, ooh, your mind's got it. Like, you're good at this. Yep, good. More on hypnosis, how it works. Everybody can do it. We all pass through this hypnotic trance state on our way to and from sleep. And many of you have probably heard, like, have you ever driven somewhere and then you get there and you're like, whoa, I don't even remember driving here. Some people will say that's a state of hypnotic trance. For me, that feels different than hypnotic trance. Feels more like dissociation for me, but that is a similar feeling. And essentially, it's just, to me, what that is like the common ground there is just this very deep, relaxed feeling. And just like, you're not overly planning, you're not overly analyzing, you're just relaxing, you're just in that state. And then another thing, all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. So I am not personally trained in any sort of entertainment or stage hypnosis, but the hypnosis that I do, trained through the National Association of Transpersonal Hypnotherapists, it's all about healing, a little bit of entertainment, lightheartedness, exploration of the unseen realms. And so with that healing piece, it's all about you wanting to do it and you allowing yourself to relax and you getting weird and just observing what comes to mind as we go on this hypnotic journey. Really, if you don't want to be hypnotized, if you don't think this is going to work, it's not going to work. Like, everybody can be hypnotized. Everybody has this ability unless they don't think so. And then it's literally the power of that human intention of, I will not go anywhere. You will not go anywhere. And it really is that easy. And I truly believe that. And that's why all of my one-on-one sessions, all of my clients go somewhere. They all get something, even if it is not what they expected. But I think it is because I truly believe that everybody can be hypnotized. So I'm not going to give up on you in a session because I know you'll get there. We just have to relax more. And I just want you to know that you can do this. Like, literally all you have to do is be relaxed. And even if I do the induction at the end of the induction, when we do this group journey in just a few minutes, if we get to the end of that induction, if you have a feeling of like, oh shit, I don't think I'm hypnotized, know that that's totally normal. Like, I felt like that. It probably took me like over 20 past life regressions where I was the client to really not feel that way, not have that automatic thought. So you have been in hypnotic trance before, whether you intended to be or not. So it doesn't feel that foreign to us. You just feel incredibly relaxed. Okay, and then is it in the past? So I'll go over this really high level, but what I want you to know is, if the idea of past lives and what are we accessing in past lives is at all interesting to you, you're going to want to listen to the Past Lives in the Divine, episode 167, where I'm with Sarah Leverett and we dive a little bit more into it. But is it in the past? Some people believe in reincarnation and timelines. And so, yeah, if you experience a life in the 1700s, that's the past. I used to believe that for sure. Now, with my own personal transcendental experiences, like these past life journeys and spending time in the space between lives, myself with clients, I kind of think it's all happening at once. But I am not a capital E expert on this. So I still use the term past because it rolls off the tongue. It's the name of my podcast and my domain name on my website. But I don't know, I'm saying more and more like other lifetimes, another lifetime, a different life, because is it in the past or not? I'm not sure. I do know that we experience time as we do because we are on a planet that rotates around this star in this certain way. And so chances are time is at least different off of this planet. That's as far as I'll go. I feel like this is all speaking for my own personal experience, like in my own journeys and then journeying with clients. Another thing too is like, are they just my lives, or is my awareness accessing other lives? Like, am I somehow getting into this collective consciousness and just pulling out other lives that could help me? If I set the intention to experience a life that'll help me feel more like I can trust myself today, more confident, more speaking my truth, all of that stuff, like, does it have to be my life? I don't know. Maybe it's someone else's. Maybe that's why a few people experience multiple people have said, I was Cleopatra, I was Marilyn Monroe. I don't know. And then I think the most boring idea for me around accessing past lives using hypnosis is, what if it's all made up? What if we think we're experiencing a past life memory coming from our subconscious mind, but maybe it's like our brain just kind of making up this story that's helping us heal? And while that is both kind of like, it would be a little bit of a letdown to me, it would also almost be more impressive if I was able to do that on my own with my own brain and not have some sort of like higher power or deeper, part of my brain holding all these soul experiences. So it's up in the air. I don't know. Like, my thoughts on this have changed over the past 5 to 10 years, and they will continue to change. And I think that that's important to bring up, because a lot of times when we're in these unseen realms, navigating around, what blocks people in these unseen realms is this idea of like, I have to get it right. I can't ever change my mind. This has to be right. And it's just not true. It's not needed, and it's not helpful. So to go into it just like with an open mind, and who knows, let me know if you have, if you have these experiences and you start to feel like, no, it is in the past, or whatever, and I've actually had past life regressions where I think I was in the future. So who knows? I think it's just fun to play around in. I'm someone who's super comfortable, filing a lot of things under almost like magic. Like, I don't have to know how the lights work in order for me to enjoy it. So it's fun as these experiences unfold, and I just have more and more experiences in these unseen realms, just to be able to see how my own beliefs and my own understandings of what it is that we're accessing here, and how it is that we're accessing it, just kind of grows and evolves with my experience. Hypnotic journey prep. Okay, so when you signed up for this workshop, you got an email, and in that email was a number of things that you could do if you chose to. You are an adult, so I don't really want to tell anyone what to do, let alone a grown adult. But recommendations, there's a PDF on how to set up your space. There's a hypnotic track for stress relief. Even if you missed it, you can always go back and listen to it for stress relief, just in general. And there's just some other things that you might find helpful in terms of prepping for that hypnotic journey. So just want to let you know that that's there, even though you're here live. If you're here live, that ship has sailed. We're headed into this journey. Okay, so really what's the most important part is that you find a space that you can totally, completely relax in. And so what I mean is that if you were to fall asleep, you and everyone you love, and even people you don't love, are going to be safe. So my hope is that you don't fall asleep tonight, but you want to be in a space where it would be totally comfortable and safe for you to fall asleep. So no driving, ideally not in the bathtub, but you do you. Okay, afraid of what you'll see. Like I said, I give you cues to help you feel safe. And we're working in that subconscious mind, in that deep state of relaxation. That's where we can access that information. And so that subconscious mind is also there to keep us safe. So just know, even if it is uncomfortable, even if you do experience like grief or sadness or tears of joy, even like emotions are safe. You are totally safe in this container. Just be Just listen, just observe. You will remember. And you know what? It'll be the same kind of shoddy memory, if you're anything like me, as if you and I were having a conversation for 90 minutes. I'd be like, I remember what we talked about, but like, I don't remember every single word. And the same is true with the hypnotic journey. You will remember. And as time goes on, that memory will fade. Unfortunately. That's why I love to like keep notes about my hypnotic journeys and that sort of thing, because I think it's fun to go back and see how far I've come. Because sometimes when you're on this journey, it can feel like you're not going anywhere. And sometimes the only solace I get is like, oh, I used to be even worse. Okay. Okay, and then if you fall asleep, again, if you fall asleep, that means you needed sleep. Sleep is like the best thing you can do for yourself. So kudos, that's amazing. Just try to do this hypnotic journey again. Do it at an earlier time, do it in a seated position, do it at a time when you're not sleep deprived. Share it with your friends, do it with your friends on a friends night if you're freaky like that. We'd probably be friends if you're freaky like that. Okay, and then another thing that I really want to hit home, emotions are great. In this hypnotic journey, you might experience really strong emotions, and emotions want movement. They want to be expressed. They want to be moved. And that's the most healthy thing we can do, whether it's joy or grief or anger, rage, whatever it is, just allow that to come up and out. Even if it doesn't seem to make sense, even if you're like, I don't know why I'm crying, just allow it to come up and out. It'll all make sense as we kind of wrap things up at the end. But just to let you know, it's great to experience that emotion. And sometimes emotions are uncomfortable, especially a lot of us are trained that we shouldn't have emotions. And it's just not true. And so this hypnotic trance journey space can be a really cool space to just like really let it out and feel safe and relaxed to do it. Feel free to kind of get coochie, as my grandma used to say. Just get totally relaxed, totally comfortable for this hypnotic journey. And as you're getting relaxed and comfortable, I will just continue to talk and you just continue to get relaxed and comfortable. So first, what I want to say, if you have a question, again, drop it in the chat. Kind of last call for questions before the journey. If you have a question in the future, send me an email for sure. Hit reply to one of the emails that I send you. Okay, how are you positioned here? I would say you just want to be supported and able to totally relax. So if that's reclined, laying flat, sitting in a chair, however you want to do it. If you're like, shit, I'm kind of afraid I am going to fall asleep, maybe just sit up in a chair. If you're someone who feels like, oh, I might fall asleep and maybe I want to journal, you could always like, when I'm asking you questions about the past life scenes, you could open your eyes and write down what you see, feel, know. Those are all things if you're afraid you're going to fall asleep. But if you do fall asleep, it's not a big deal either. So just like totally get comfortable. Like that is the most important part. So as you get relaxed here, one other thing I want to say before we get into our intention, as you're getting relaxed here, just know that as we relax, as our bodies relax, it's totally normal to like fidget, move, need to adjust a blanket, a pillow, a pant leg, whatever. That is how our body relaxes. So just know it's kind of like you're decompressing. So if you feel the need to move or adjust or scratch or itch or whatever, turn on your side or put your feet up, do the thing. And then notice how totally, totally relaxed you are afterward. And then eventually your body won't need to fidget anymore, but don't resist it. Just like go with what feels good. Good. And so as you're relaxed here, as you're in this comfortable space, what I want you to do is bring your intention for this past life experience to the front of your mind. So if you already have one, just go with it. And if you're wondering, I don't know what to do, then I would say take a second right here in this relaxed, reclined state and just say to yourself, what do I want more of in my life? And go with a feeling. And it could be like confidence, self-trust, joy, love, connection, belonging, something else. And so when you've decided on that, I want you to just relax here, hold that intention in your mind to experience another lifetime that will help you feel even more something in your life today. And you just fill in that blank. Good. And so just relax here and observe your breath. And as you observe your breath, just listen to my words. And just know that as we do these hypnotic journeys, as we access other lifetimes, it's really about being able to see things from a different perspective. Whether it's beliefs we want to let go of, perspectives that we were holding we didn't even know. Maybe there's an actual energetic block that you release. Maybe you get an insight about a question or a problem you had. But just know that as we begin this hypnotic journey into a past life, your job is simply to relax and listen and observe what comes to mind in response to my words. We'll begin with an induction, which feels like a guided meditation. And then we'll move into the past life scenes. And in those scenes, same thing. You just relax, listen, observe what comes to mind. And just know that you'll be able to do that effortlessly and automatically. And so for now, what I want you to do is bring your intention, bring your awareness to your eyelids. And with each exhale, notice how your eyelids are getting heavier and stickier on your bottom lids. Effortlessly and automatically with each breath. Just feel the muscles along your eyelids and all around your eyes. Just feel those muscles soften and release. Good. And not right now, but in a minute or so, we're going to take some deep breaths. And when you take those deep breaths, I want you to imagine inhaling clean, purified energy. And as you exhale, I want you to release anything negative, anything heavy, anything that you just is no longer serving you, just weighing heavy on your heart and your mind. Imagine it leaving your body with your exhale. And so whenever you're ready, begin those 3 deep breaths. Taking a full inhale, full and complete exhale. And just taking 2 more deep breaths at your own breath rate. Exhaling and letting go, sinking deeper. And after that last full breath, just settle into a more natural, effortless version of your breath. And now bring your awareness to the very center of your being, the very core of you. And imagine, sense, feel, or just simply know that there's a spark of light in the center of your being. And this spark of light is the ancient, eternal, all-knowing part of you. It's the part of you that lives life after life and life in between lives. And just know that this spark of light is growing bigger and brighter with each breath and each heartbeat. Know that this light is becoming so big and so bright that it begins to emanate out all around you. And now imagine, sense, feel, or just simply know that this light is creating a bubble of light all around you. Have this bubble surround you with its love and protection. And only truth and love can enter as you go deeper and deeper relaxed. And you're now totally protected. And just continue to drift to the sound of my voice. And just know that if your mind wanders or drifts too far, you'll hear my voice saying the word now. And that word now will sound clear in your mind. And you'll be able to wake up or refocus once again on my words and on the journey as it unfolds in front of us. And now bring your awareness back to the center of your being. And imagine, sense, feel, or know that you have a grounding root system going from your core down into the earth. And imagine this root system reaching and growing so far, so wide, and so deep. And just know that with each exhale, you're releasing anything that you no longer want to carry, anything that's no longer serving you, into these roots, into the earth. And earth takes that energy and she composts it into nourishment for everyone who calls her home, and nourishment for herself. And know that with each inhale through this root system, pulling in that grounding, nourishing, protective energy of Mother Earth, and it's filling you through this root system, relaxing you, grounding you. And now bring your awareness to the very top of your head, the crown of your head. And imagine the crown of your head spinning open and allow light to come in. Beautiful light from the source, from the universe, from above. And allow this light to penetrate every part of your being. As you go deeper and deeper relaxed. And just imagine this light moving down your forehead and your eyebrows. Feeling those muscles soften and relax. And this light moves down along your jawline, your cheeks, even your tongue relaxes. Even if it's just 1% more. And this light moves down into your neck and your shoulders, releasing, allowing your shoulders to sink even deeper. And you can imagine this energy, this light from above, sending its light down into your arms, all the way to your fingertips. And your arms feel so heavy at your sides. And you're so glad you have nowhere to be, nothing to do besides relax and listen. This light moves into your chest, opening up your heart center. And it overflows into your chest, into your abdomen, bathing all your organs in this healing light from above. And this light melts down into your back. And it melts all the muscles along your back, from your shoulders, your neck, all the way down to your hips. And you feel yourself sink even deeper. This light moves into your hips, down into your legs, thighs, knees, calves, ankles, and it pools in your feet. You feel a wave of relaxation move through your entire body. And you're now totally connected to that universal healing and wisdom. Totally protected in this loving bubble of light, grounded to Mother Earth. And just know that during this entire session, this loving, healing, relaxing energy is moving through you, relaxing you, healing you, letting go. And just allowing this energy to relax you even deeper. Deeper and deeper relaxed. And now we're going to ask the conscious mind to move to the side. It's still here, it's still aware. The conscious mind will just simply move to the side in this session. And just allow your subconscious mind to fully come through. And just allow it, and just know that it's happening now. All you need to do is just simply relax. And now in this deeply relaxed state, grounded to Mother Earth, protected and connected, just allow these light waves, the frequency, to permeate every aspect of your being. Allowing yourself to go even deeper into this state of relaxation. A deeper state of being, a deeper state of knowing. You're now in a place of expanded consciousness, expanded awareness. And as you move into a realm of pure and unconditional love, a realm of all knowing, all experiencing, and all being. And now allow this delightful, peaceful energy that surrounds you to gently move your awareness. And just imagine yourself in the beautiful, mystical red rock landscape of Sedona, Arizona. And maybe you can imagine yourself standing in some red sand or looking up at the vibrant blue sky. Maybe you can feel the warmth of the sun or the breeze on your skin. And envision yourself standing at the base of one of these red rock formations. Feel the energy of the earth beneath your feet. As you breathe, imagine this energy rising up through the soles of your feet, filling you with a sense of stability and strength. And now turn your attention to the sky above you. And the sky in Sedona is often a brilliant blue, stretching out endlessly, connecting you to the vastness of the universe. As you gaze up at the sky, feel a sense of expansiveness and potential within you. And now imagine yourself closing your eyes and listening to the sounds of nature around you. Maybe you can hear the chirping of birds or the soft hum of insects, rustling of leaves. Let these sounds of nature remind you of your interconnectedness, your belonging with all living beings. Good. And now envision yourself standing in a circle of ancient stones. And these stones may be small or large, or a mix of both. But imagine yourself in this circle of stones, each stone representing a lifetime that you've lived. Imagine yourself in this circle of stones, of lifetimes, knowing that each of these stones contains memories from another lifetime. Once again, hold in the front of your mind your intention for this past life journey. And it can be as simple as show me a past life that will help me feel better in my life today. With your intention in this circle of rocks and lifetimes, on the count of 5, you'll imagine yourself being drawn to one of these stones. And on the count of 5, you'll move over to that stone and place your hand on that stone and feel even more calm, even more peaceful. 1, noticing a stone that grabs your attention now. 2, feeling deeply relaxed. 3, moving over to that stone now. 4, feeling deeply relaxed. And 5, placing your hand on the stone, feeling so calm and so relaxed. Knowing that this stone contains memories from another lifetime, memories that you're meant to experience today. Hold this stone close. Feel the vibration, the texture, the temperature of this stone. With this stone close, along with the memories it holds, on the count of 3, you're going to move into that lifetime, into those memories, in that stone. You'll start with just one memory, and you'll just simply relax and observe what comes to mind in response to my questions when we get there. Are you ready? Okay. 1, holding this stone close, allowing memories to merge with your conscious mind. 2, allowing whatever memories, images, sensations to come to your mind as you begin to experience more details of memories in this rock. And 3, moving your awareness into the memories, into another lifetime. And just allow the details of this scene, of this memory, to become more and more clear. With each heartbeat and each breath, you'll experience more and more details of this scene, of this memory. It might look like a moving picture. It might look like a still picture. You might just have a feeling or a knowing. Just simply observe what comes to mind. Just relax and observe, and know that you'll remember. And I'm going to ask some questions and just allow the answer to come to you. Just observe what comes to mind and know that you'll remember. In this scene, does it feel like you're inside or outside? Good. Just trust the first thing that comes to mind. Do you feel like you're inside or outside? And now in this memory, bring your awareness to yourself in this scene, in this memory. As you're here, do you get a sense of your age, whether it's a number that comes to mind? Or do you get a sense for your gender? Just observe what comes to mind and know that you'll remember. And continuing to have the focus on yourself in this scene. Do you get a sense of how you feel? What's your mood? Or maybe you're having thoughts about what you're doing or who you're with. How do you feel in this scene? Just observe what comes to mind and know that you'll remember. And also know if you're getting a lot of information, you can still observe that information and hear what I'm saying. And if you're not getting a lot, just observe what comes to mind. Take any detail, no matter how small. Are you alone in this memory? Are there people with you in this scene? If you're alone, how do you feel about being alone? If you're with others, how do you feel about them? What do you know about your relationship to them? Just observe what comes to mind and know that you'll remember. And what else are you aware of in this memory, in this scene? Just allow any knowings to come in. Bring your awareness to any other details that stand out. Just observe what comes to mind. And know that you'll remember. Good. So taking this memory with you, no need to know why you saw it. We'll figure that out later. Right now, we're going to move to another memory from this same past life or other lifetime. In this memory, you might be older or younger than you were in this previous memory. Either way, on the count of 3, you'll be there. 1, 2, and 3. Moving to another memory, another scene in this past life. And just allowing the details to come in. And noticing if you feel older or younger than in the previous memory. And what else do you know about yourself in this memory? Maybe you can observe or get a knowing of what you're wearing or what you're doing or your mood here. With your awareness on yourself, what do you know about yourself in this scene? And are you alone in this memory? If you're alone, how do you feel about being alone? If you're with others, how do you feel about them? How do you feel about being with them? Just allow the details to come to mind. No need to analyze, just simply observe. And just allow the scene to unfold. Whether it's something that happens next or something else around you in this memory, Anything else you're aware of here, just allow it to come to mind. And taking this memory with us, and just knowing you can always observe memories coming to mind while still hearing me talk. And now we're going to move to the final scene in this life, this past life, this other lifetime. And on the count of 3, you'll be safe and you'll be in that memory. 1, 2, and 3. Moving to the final scene, the final memory in this past life. And knowing that you're totally safe, just allow the details to come in. What do you know about yourself here? Whether it's your body's position in space or where you are. What do you know about yourself in this scene, in this memory? How do you feel, or what are you thinking in this memory, in this scene, in this other lifetime? And just continuing to observe and allow the details of this memory to come in. Just allow it to unfold, knowing that you're totally safe. What else are you aware of here? It might be who you're with, or that you're alone, or something else. Just observe what comes to mind. What else are you aware of in this memory? And now imagine yourself moving this memory ahead in time, like you're hitting fast forward on a remote control. And you're going to move yourself ahead in time through the time your soul left that body. And just allow it to unfold, and know that when your soul leaves that body in this memory, you can observe any sensations, any thoughts, anything on your mind as it happens. And now on the count of 3, you'll be outside of that body, reflecting on that past life. 1, 2, and 3. And your soul has left that body. And as you're here reflecting on that life, on this new transition, what are you thinking as your soul leaves that body in that life? What are you thinking as your soul leaves that body and that life? Just observe and remember. Just observing. reflecting on that life. Just allow the details to come in. Was that a good life? A hard life? And what made it that way? Was it a good life? Yes or no? And what made it that way? Just allow those details to come in. Good, knowing that the insights and the wisdom will come in now. And you might even get more insights, wisdom, and dot connecting as the days and weeks go by. But for now, just relax and observe what comes to mind in response to my words and questions. Looking back on that life, what would you have done differently, if anything, in that life? What would you have done differently in that life? And what does that mean for you in your life today? Just allow that information to come to mind. You don't need to analyze. Just observe. What would you have done differently, if anything? And what does that mean for you in your life today? Knowing that all of this information is available to you now and in the future. And now this question is for your subconscious mind, your higher self. Why were you shown this past life at this time? Why were you shown this past life at this time? Just allow the details to come in. Know that if it feels like a lot or if it feels like a slow drip, that's all good. It's all okay. You have opened up this part of your subconscious mind. This dot connecting will continue as you move through the next few days and weeks, effortlessly and automatically. Taking this insight, this wisdom back with us, just taking a moment now before we come back toward the present moment. And just send gratitude to yourself in that past life, anyone who was with you. And show yourself some gratitude for taking this journey to being open to new perspectives. And now moving away from that past life and back to the present moment. Imagine yourself back in the circle of stones where we began. Place the stone you were holding back where you found it, sending gratitude to the stone, to the memory, to the wisdom, what it can mean in your life today. This is you. This is your power. Every day you are more and more aware of this light that you are and the power you hold because of it. Good. As we begin this journey back, imagine yourself moving away from that circle of stones. And as you move from that circle of stones, imagine yourself floating back toward the present moment. And imagine yourself moving into and through a beautiful, colorful mist. This mist can be any color you want it. And as you imagine yourself merging into this colorful mist, know that any heaviness, any residues, anything that you're carrying from that past life that's no longer serving you, it's being released into this mist and transmuted to a higher frequency of love and gratitude and healing. And now, returning to the present moment, I'm going to count from 5 to 1. And when I say 1, you'll be grounded in the here and now, fully awake, ready to experience the rest of your day or night. 5, remembering everything you heard, felt, experienced. 4, bringing the insights, wisdom with you. 3, closer and closer, body, mind, soul are coming into peaceful balance. 2, beginning to feel sensation in your fingers and toes. And 1, just slowly beginning to come up, opening your eyes,